You can always tell there's been a big update when there's a bit of a loading screen at the start of this. Obviously, like, what's so funny about like the updates is that I am not like, really involved in the updates whatsoever because I'm not caught up yet. Because I always just know updates just from like maybe my Patreon chat or people talking in the comments. Oh, here comes like 5.2 or something like that. But this is 5.2, and for me, I'm still here in the prison. I went to like upgrade some stuff yesterday because yesterday's usually the day I'll be able to upgrade this sword, or at least maybe Kabe's talents. But I didn't get to do that. So we're in the exact same place because obviously there was maintenance going on as well, which probably means that there is like a gift for us usually when there's maintenance. Yes, which I don't like. Every company needs to maintenance, dude. Like, okay, thank you so much, Hoyle. You didn't need to do that, but thank you. By the way, my name is Calvin, also known as Romer. This is my first ever playthrough of Genshin Impact, and today we're going to be looking at the banner for the next banner for Genshin Impact. I'm kind of like, I don't really know who's going to be on it. I'm assuming that because it's a new update, it's probably going to be characters that are in Natlan, right? Like, because it's an update, it's an update for the new Archon quest, or maybe it's not even an Archon quest, maybe it's like a world quest or something like that. But we'll check it out anyway. Chaska! Okay, and Linny, which is great as well. Oh my god, who's this guy? I've seen this guy like advertised at the end of videos sometimes. Like I'll see like the blue hair, but I don't like to look too much into it. Super cute. Absolutely super cute. Onto the Chaska thing. I actually heard of Chaska from the event tab. The event tab, I think it was a while back. And I remember being like, oh my god, she looks really cool. And then that's when I found out over the next coming weeks that the community at large wasn't a big fan of her. I'd say 80% of the community just weren't a big fans of her. Which, like, I only really understand your guys' opinions or hear you guys in the comments or the Patreon or my socials opinions. Because I tend to not get involved with the community at large, if that makes sense, because I don't want to get spoiled about things. I know there was a cultural conversation. I had a bit of a conversation with, like, patrons about that, and it's very interesting. But again, I don't want to look up stuff about the characters' origins until I get past those parts of the games, looking up like where like a lot of characters get their like, I guess, inspiration from, because I don't want to honestly like get to a stage where I'm like getting spoiled about stuff. And also you guys inform me that stuff. My patrons do, people on socials, people in the comments, usually inform me that stuff after I meet the characters as well. So it's really good in that way also. Obviously I have no idea who Chaska is as a character or anything about their story. I haven't seen them in the Archon quest. The only thing I've seen is their design in like 2D. But it was super interesting to me just to hear about how the community at large usually react to a character and how there can be a split in kind of like opinion in the community. That was super interesting to see for the first time. And I'm sure there's going to be a lot more of that over the next coming years with Genshin. We could wish to get this guy over here as well, or Chaska as well. We could. I just wished and got another 5-star. So we might actually like, mull it over a bit. We might mull it over because we don't have to wish on every single banner. We don't have to. We could get a constellation for Linny, but I feel like, I'm always like, it's not going to like really be like that much of a big deal for me to like get a constellation. It's like it's a good thing to get a constellation, but we're going to be using so many 5-stars anyway. But we can do the trials. We can't do the Natlan character trials because of the setting, of course, but we can do the other character trials, which we can do them now. I think that would be like always like a good indicator of whether I would want like a character, because who knows, Chaska might not be fun at all. Is that like a gun she's sitting on? Maybe. I think it could be a gun that she's sitting on. And this guy over here looks awesome. He looks so freaking sick. He looks so sick. You know what? I'm going to be wishing on this banner anyway to like even get the 4-stars anyway. And even if we get some constellations for Barbara as well, that'd be pretty awesome too. Like, I'm not exactly like after another 5-star, if we're being honest here. Okay, it's Sucrose. That's grand. I think he looks sick. Oh, yes. Okay, awesome. Yes. Lovely. We love a constellation for a character we're using now, right now. You know what I mean? That we are using right now this second. Could be a 4-star weapon. Could be. Yes, it is. The Rain Slasher, which we could use as a... yeah. So let's see if we can, like... get this dude. I might like try. Yeah, we'll try. This will be probably the last wish anyway. Because if not, we can save up as well. We'll decide. We'll mull it over. We'll mull it over. Because these are characters I don't know, obviously, you know? But, like, it is a cool character to see anyway. Sucrose. And a barber. Yes, this is what we want. This is what we want. Yeah, okay, I'm good with, like, pausing on the wishing end now anyway. We have some pity built up if we want to, if we choose to wish on Chaska, if we choose to wish on, like, you know, to get in these characters again. But we'll see. We'll definitely see. You guys are always a very good indicator of telling me if I should wait for the next banner or not, if I would like the next banner or not. So I'll let you guys let me know about that as well. We got some consolation for Barbara, and I'm very happy about that too. Yeah. There we go. Like, that's awesome. So now increase the level of Shining Miracle by 3. Every opponent Barbara hits with her charged attack regenerates 1 energy for her. That's awesome. A maximum 5 energy can be regenerated in this manner. Yep. That's great. That's great. So the trials that are happening, I'm sure there's like events happening as well. So this is like a Chaska event. There's some stuff obviously we can't do. Let's go to the test runs then. There's no Barber test run. So we're just gonna be doing 2 test runs then. So I think I want to try and see if I know how to use this character now. But yeah, it says when Lenny performs an aim shot, he can fire a prop arrow at a charge level 2 and consume HP to obtain prop surplus stacks. When a prop arrow hits, it will summon a Grin Malkin hat that can taunt nearby enemies and deal damage when it leaves the field. Liddy's elemental skill consumes prop surplus attacks to deal AoE pyro damage. Yeah, we're gonna try and use this right. I should be able to use it now. If not, you can call me out. It's fine. So here's Kooky, by the way, who people definitely want me to use. Oh, that's actually pretty sick. Kooky not even giving anyone a chance to do anything here. Sick. Absolutely sick. So, again, using Kooky again. Shangling, who we also use now as well. Benny, who we also use. Let's go again.
Here comes the finale.
Yeah, Linny's awesome. Linny's awesome. Obviously, we've already used the stacks before in a previous, you know, battle with other characters, so it's not that big of a deal.
Adventure time.
So yeah, hold on a second here. So that's a stack, yeah, and then you do this. And it like, yeah, okay. This here like that.
Out of my way.
Then we can destroy it once we do that as well. Yeah, no, it makes sense, it makes sense. I'm not using them perfectly now, but I do know that like you build up those stacks, you then use the flourish that can destroy this, like that.
And voila.
And usually when it's close to the enemy, it does a lot of damage to them.
Stand with me. Teamwork is dreamwork.
Like stuff like this. And then we go and do the flourish. Yeah, like that. Yeah. Yeah, no, it's again, I didn't use it perfectly. We'll get better at it over time because we're going to be using him soon. I'm leveling him up now. But yeah, at least we got some materials for him as well. Harmless Sweetie. Sucrose specializes in using the power of Animo to control enemy positioning. Her elemental skill is capable of gathering opponents in one spot on the ground, while Elemental Burst attracts opponents while periodically attacking with waves of Animo that cover a wide area. Additional Elemental Orbs will drop during the trial event to facilitate the testing of a trial character's Elemental Burst. Okay, so gathers opponents in one spot, and then attracts opponents with periodic attacking waves of Animo that cover a wide area. Okay, so it's actually pretty simple. It's about controlling the enemy position. Let's try it out. Let's try it out. And who do we have with us? Fischl, perfect character. Zig Show, another perfect character. So if we do this, so this is, sorry, wrong thing there.
Enhanced Animo Module 75.
So that gathers people in. That's so sick. Holy shit, mixed with like Oz? That's insane, right? That's an insane maneuver. I like that a lot. I like that a lot.
As you wish, main Fräulein.
So we have that with like the elements there, and then we can drag them in again like this. I'm sorry, that's so sick. And we have sucrose to do this, by the way. Like we could do this. I didn't know sucrose. I'm sorry. What's that meme? I was unfamiliar with your game. I really was. Sucrose, I was unfamiliar with how freaking awesome you were. Holy hell. Look at this. I was unfamiliar, Sucrose. I'm so sorry. And we can exit the stage now and get our rewards. Yeah, okay. Let's get the Sucrose levels up anyway, like that. Yeah, and when it comes to like the Chaska thing and getting this character as well, who is it? Auroron? He looks awesome. A lot of the Natlan characters have like very modern clothes. Like that's like a sleeveless jacket, right? And jeans. Like I know a lot of people aren't a big fan of the jeans either, right? As well, I've heard that too. But yeah, let's keep going with the main Archon quest now. And I think we're about to finish this act, or at least like we must be close to, because we spent like 4 or 5 hours in this act so far. Maybe about no, we haven't. We spent like 3 hours, so it could be like a lot longer. It could be way longer before we finish this act up. Oh yeah, we should probably like activate Sucrose's constellations as well. Now that I know that move is absolutely freaking sick. Sucrose, I was so unfamiliar with your game. So sick. Let's go. Let us do this. And we're back in the infirmary. How are you guys doing, I wonder?
Welcome back. Do you want a cup of tea?
Thank you?
How can you be so much like Risley, always drinking tea?
That's only, like, I drink tea all the time. You know what I mean? And Risey's way cooler than I am.
Huh. Actually, now that you mention it, I just remembered something now. While I was sedated, I could still barely hear 2 people talking next to me. They were discussing everything, from the leaves to the water and even the teacups themselves.
Must have been Risley and Seishween.
He's still, you can hear the tone in his voice. It's still like very like soft.
Yeah.
It's not like the
I heard
usual
one
Linny.
male voice and 1 female, so it should have been the 2 of them. They really were just talking about brewing tea.
I really can't make sense of this place.
Yeah, it's not a place that's really supposed to make sense.
So, Traveler, Paimon, were you able to learn anything from Risley?
Yeah, he explained everything.
Very well. Then, would you mind checking your answers against my speculations?
Feeling better now, Linny? Yeah, now like again, maybe I got the tone wrong, but he did sound like he's also like his voice was still a bit softer. But yeah, maybe I just got that wrong. Maybe I was like preemptively I heard something in his voice. Maybe. Sometimes you get your assertions wrong.
Yeah, I took the time to rest, so I'm feeling a lot more relaxed now.
No, his voice is still very soft. Like it's still, he's always soft, but you know what I mean? Like it's very like, it's still like, you know, yeah.
Nobody else is around, and Miss Seishween is also busy with something or other. So let's just talk here.
Because even if he is coming back to his old self, of course he's going to be like, you know, still feeling a bit like, you know, like that was a traumatic experience.
All right, then I'll posit my theories. I asked myself 3 questions. Firstly, why was Fremine affected by the primordial seawater? It was because he dove into the sea. My theory is, the long-lost primordial sea is probably very close to the fortress of Mirapede.
Yep. Look at this man.
Whoa!
Wow.
Got that right on the first try!
Got it good.
That's our Linny.
Oh, Fremine.
Secondly,
That's our Linny.
Risley's attitude changed dramatically during the course of our stay here.
Yeah?
He ignored us completely at first, then suddenly roadblocked us. Why?
Because he said to us it's because he didn't want you guys interfering with that specific thing when he found out what you were interfering with. He also wanted to protect us because we were friends with Nervalette, and he also didn't want Fatui like running around the place either.
I spent quite a long time thinking about this. If he has been monitoring the Fatui since the very beginning, he probably ignored us at first because he was hoping we could find Master Child for him.
Maybe.
What's more, the Fortress of Mirapede is not part of Fontaine's court system, nor does it report to Udex Nervilette. Risley is basically the king of a no-man's land.
Yes. Linny is like so... Yeah.
As long as the fortress doesn't do anything about Master Child's disappearance, Father can use it to pressure the Fontaine authorities. And while the two factions are pitted against each other, Wriothesley will be free to move between the parties of interest.
Okay. So let me get this straight. Let me read this again. So he says the Fortress of Meripide is not part of the core system, yes. And Wriothesley is basically key. Yeah, we know that, yes, of course. But he's saying as long as the fortress doesn't do anything about Master Child's disappearance. Okay. So when he says Wriothesley will be free to move between parties of interest, he has like leverage because he's not a part of any country?
If I had to guess, he probably has something that he's working on himself. It's likely related to the secret of the infirmary, but I just can't think of what it could be.
Liddy's so smart. Liddy's grasp.
Super smart.
Yeah, no, he is. He's really smart.
Thanks so much.
Me and Paimon sharing the same brain
Then
cell as usual.
finally, there's the last question. If Wriothesley does have a plan, what could it be? All I know for now is that his plan probably has something to do with the changing nature of the seawater. He's even gotten Cloran to help him out. That can't be the full extent of what he's doing. There's probably a secret passageway behind the block in the infirmary, and there's something big in the fortress that most people here never get to see.
Oh my god.
He has a bargaining chip, and it could be important enough for Father to deal with him directly.
Liddy's like, no wonder, like, again, like we say, we see the very, the magician side of Linny. We also see the kind of very, like, caring side of Linny. No wonder the trust was here for Linny to go and investigate this stuff.
I don't have enough information, so I have no idea what his chip might be. But let me
Oh, look at her
guess.
face, yeah. Oh my god,
You have the last piece of the puzzle.
the facial expressions there. After some deliberation, you shared the information you just learned with Linny and company. Okay. While sharing, you solely emphasize how it's not the time for disputes and it's very important they take matters seriously.
I can't believe it.
Yeah.
The sea will engulf everyone.
Yeah.
Just like the prophecy said.
And Lynette was the first person to say this to us about the prophecy. And now to hear it again from her lips.
Could Wriothesley have wanted to meet Father to figure out a way to deal with this crisis? If you remember, I once mentioned that Father sees the House of the Hearth as her base of operations, and she truly wants to resolve the crisis. But how could Wriothesley have known that?
Or perhaps he didn't know and just wanted to bring Father over to his side, which could be why he said he just wanted to negotiate.
Look at them like deliberating on what this could be.
Yeah, that makes sense to me. I understand your concerns as well, Traveler. I'll figure out a way to pass this on to our father. No matter what, we're on your side.
Oh my god, that feels so good.
The two of you
This
have
was such a
already
crazy
aided us
time.
far too much. We probably wouldn't be standing here right now if not for you.
Don't worry about it whatsoever. I know we helped him in the prison, right? We helped him in the trial. We helped him in the story quest. But honestly, like it feels good to help out people like this. It really does.
If you ever need anything else going forward, please come to the House of the Hearth at any time.
Okay.
Though you may not share the sentiment, after all that we've gone through together, the three of us basically see you as family now.
Oh my god, that's so sweet.
You have my gratitude.
Fremine, don't worry about it whatsoever. You pay for it in your amazing hairstyle and design.
Thank you for protecting Linny when it really mattered.
This
And
is
thank
so
you for sharing the
sweet.
secrets of the fortress with us. We didn't think you were going to do it.
No, this is too sweet. Do not worry about it whatsoever.
Why are you being so formal all of a sudden?
We can work together again if necessary.
Given your strength, you might not need our help at
Wow.
all. But if you are ever in danger, we will try our best to protect
Oh
you.
my god, look at this protection squad we have.
Aw, the sound of that makes Paimon feel all warm and
Same
fuzzy
Paimon. This is why me and
inside.
Paimon are the same person. The reveal at the end of the game is Paimon is me. Oh, you hungry? What was that? No, you know what that is. You've heard that a million times.
Paimon's hungry.
It's okay, we'll get some food. No, we'll get some food for Paimon. It's been a long day. Everyone's probably hungry.
Oh, you've done so much
Sweetheart.
already. Go get some food.
Sweetheart. Should be legal to have that many freckles. They look great.
Alright, then we'll catch you guys another time.
What freckles? What amazing freckles. You guys, that was so awesome to hear. And like the thing is like that's so sweet about it is that like they are hard to trust people. They like houses at heart, like they see each other as family. We saw that from Alfonso. We saw that with the notes that they wrote, that Alfonso wrote before he passed away. But like it's the idea that like no matter if you're not blood related, even if you're not blood related, they see you as family. So for House of the Hearth members to see us as family, that's a massive deal. That's a massive deal. That is welcoming you into like a fold. That is, and saying come to the House of Hearth anytime as well. That is trusting you with their family. Incredible.
I feel like
No.
I should try to become someone
No.
more capable of helping.
Fremini, you literally, the only thing that made you fail was that you swallowed primordial seawater. Do not think like that.
You're incredibly helpful. Lenny thinks so too.
Like imagine, this is like the equivalent of like someone like, it's like I'll drive someone to the hospital and then as they're driving, you know, like there's like a blockade in the road that they didn't expect on all sides. And they're like, oh man, I failed. I'm a terrible driver. No, that's not how it works. You're still a great diver. You swallowed something that could kill you.
Yeah, you two are always telling me not to push myself, but aren't you just like that as well?
Great stuff. Great stuff. I love them so much. Yeah, like I talked about it like with you guys yesterday, but how there is like such a it's such a complicated story, really, and there's so many complicated feelings. And I think at one point, you know, I talked about how I got a little bit like I was getting like not heated because I looked back in the edit, I'm like, oh, I wasn't heated because I definitely wasn't angry at all. It was more just a case of like, you know, I always like say how like this is my first time with these characters, so of course my interpretation is going to be very different from a lot of people who've been with them forever, you know. Like we literally just got to know Baiju 2 seconds ago, you know, not 2 seconds ago, like 2 weeks ago, not 2 weeks ago, like a month ago. So it is like this thing of like, it depends on the situation and stuff like that. But really, like, I think that the story being complicated was like one of the most interesting things ever. Because then, you know, it's one of those situations that, you know, if you ever talk to someone about it, and say if you're talking to a group of 5 people about it, 5 people are going to have like 5 varied interpretations of what they feel about those scenes.
It's time for dinner. Welfare meals now being served at the coupon cafeteria.
Great.
Come on, let's go pick up ours as well.
Get something nice this time, hopefully.
Traveler and Paimon, over here.
Hello, Sishweed. A bit awkward after everything, though, isn't it? Like, well, I guess like you can't be awkward in Genshin, man. Like, there's been characters who have like literally tried to like, you know, fight us in the past, and like we're best buds with them now. You just have to deal with it. Awkwardness is a part of Genshin, and you get over it. We get over ourselves, and we have a conversation with someone who tried to tranquilize our friend a few minutes ago. You know what I mean? It's just Genshin. And honestly, it's actually nicer this way. That not every like relationship starts off with this perfect like, hello, I am this person, you know? Sometimes it starts off with like, which we did start off with that, but sometimes like your big moments are, you know, like this.
And I'm taking the opportunity to prepare Miss
We need to thank
Clorand's
Clorand.
dinner as well.
We need to thank Clorand.
Huh. You're right. She's actually sitting in the fortress cafeteria. What would you like to eat?
Can we can choose?
Yep, you can. I've already talked to our chef, Mr. Wolsey. It's all on me today.
Paimon's gonna love you forever.
Whatever you'd like.
Paimon's gonna love you forever. Oh my god, look at this. The point. I'll have the tastiest stuff you have to offer.
Me too. Don't forget
I think tasty is always good, because like we can fill ourselves up, you know, with some tasty food, and like we'll remember
no
it forever.
problem. Just leave it to me.
Thank you so much, Sigeween. After meals with Sigeween, you order arrive, and like prior days, you have to rely solely on luck. Sigeween brings you some drinks over your taste. Tastes a strange, but insists on very nutritious. It's also always been fun. Honestly, shakes genuine to feel so terrible. Okay, 1 second.
Delicious.
I'm sure it'll be fine. Free dinners are the absolute best. You know what? When someone makes you food, it tastes good, doesn't it?
Is this how it feels to be freeloaders? Wait a second. We did do plenty of work after
No,
all.
but yeah, we work so hard. I'm sorry, there's no point being modest. Like, we work so hard for every single region.
Feeling full yet?
You know, and it's important to say that. Acknowledge your strengths sometimes, you know?
Delicious.
Exquisite, thank you. Besides the milk, I mean, everything was super delicious. No, let's just be nice.
I'm so glad to see you all so happy. Oh, see, the expression expression on your face just now, but the muscle here just moved, which suggests that you're feeling quite relaxed at the moment.
That thing that she's able to see as well.
Sigewin, do you do this to help your patients or to better understand human beings?
Maybe both?
A bit of both,
Yeah.
I suppose. I'm a Melazine, which means I'm very different from human beings. I must know what you're thinking if I want to take good care of you.
I mean, I think it's like also like the books we found, you know, that how she wants to get better bedside manners. I think it is like understanding humans and understanding people. Even if you are a human yourself, to understand people better will help you with like, you know, being nicer to people, I suppose.
You're really good at taking care of people. Even though you're so short, you still talk and act like an older sister.
Yeah.
Really? You're reminded of an older sister? That's great to hear.
Little poses.
Oh, and what did you mean back in Risley's office? When you said that you were protecting Linny and his siblings as well.
Oh, I wonder if my theory is true that she felt that like Risley was going to F them up.
Oh, that. I just asked His Grace to look out for those children, especially that diver boy. I was
Okay.
getting a bit worried after hearing that something was wrong with the water.
So maybe it's that, and maybe it's also the fact that she's like, that Risley respects the hell out of Sigewin, and Sigewin does so much for this place that he agreed.
Thankfully, Clorand is very strong and managed to save him in the nick of time. His Grace also sealed the pipes after Clorand left, to make sure that Lenny
Yeah,
wouldn't
it's all
impulsively
like
chase after
this.
his
This is what I'm
prey.
talking about as well. Like, this is what I always mean. It's like, you know, we're getting to these aspects of the story where it's like, yes, he closed the door so no one else would leave as well, and so that they could save him without anyone else going after him instinctively, right? But we didn't know this at the time, right? We didn't know this exactly at the time, and that's what happens again in Genshin all the time. Is that like I'll learn something about a character, and then I'll learn something more, and it adds and adds and adds and adds and builds and builds.
Although the path was blocked, we still stationed some guards there to stop anyone from approaching. They were instructed to only open the door once Miss Clorand had returned.
So they were ultimate protection here, and like Clorand you trust with your life, so.
Oh, and I was keeping an eye on Mr. Linney as well. We had to press him, but we couldn't allow him to be in any real danger.
Look at that. And I said that I thought Lynette was not in any danger. I just thought it was very dangerous what happened to Fremine, but then we get like an explanation here where it's like he wasn't in any danger whatsoever. It still was very traumatic for Linny, of course, like that whole situation. It was.
You were all super considerate and really thought everything through.
Yeah, because to me, like, regardless of, like, you know, the reasoning behind it, because we're not, like, if you take the reasoning out of it, right, for Linny, all he heard was, like, he was trying to get news about where his siblings were, and someone was trying to get information out of him, and no matter what, that is traumatic, that he was going through a traumatic situation, and it was horrible for him.
It's just what we do down here at the fortress. At least this has been His Grace's style for as long as he's been the leader.
A lot of respect, likewise, for Risley here.
I really wish Monsieur Nervula would come down here more often too. I feel like he'd like it here, with all the darkness and chaos.
Do you think he likes darkness and chaos? Look at the smile, but that doesn't make sense at all. It's hard to imagine Nervlet outside of his office. Okay, we're starting to get to know these characters,
Get a
aren't we?
good night's rest, you two. You both worked very hard.
We should talk to Clorand, right? Hello, Clorand. How are you?
Clorand!
Ah, it's you two.
How's dinner?
It's all right. Miss Sigewin really put in a lot of effort.
Yeah, you appreciate it?
So we heard that Risley invited you to come down to help, and you saved Fremine too. You sure work super fast.
Oh, it was child's play.
It was really easy. It seemed like it was you dropped him like a brick.
Still, Paimon didn't know even champion duelists could take on side jobs. Oh, and why aren't you eating with Sigewin and the Duke? Won't you get bored eating by yourself?
Miss Sigewin was with you, and the Duke has business of his own.
You come over
didn't
like and
Navia
eat,
say
right?
that you went out for dinner with her as well?
How'd it go?
Yeah. First time
How'd
in
it
a
go?
long time.
Let me know. Tell me.
First time in a long time. So you mean you've gone out to dinner with her in the past?
Please tell me how it went.
In the past, yes. You seem to be enjoying yourselves here.
This is technically a work trip for us too, yeah.
Things will be getting messy at the fortress soon. Don't run around unnecessarily.
Well, we'll trust you with that for sure. Yeah, no, I would love to hear what happened with Navia and her. You know, how it kind of like, I guess, I'm sure it went well. Navia was in a very different place now than when she was at the start, when we met her. And we appreciate Navia so much. I miss Navia so much. And the thing is, like, I don't want her to come to prison, so, like, I guess we're gonna miss her for a little bit longer. We appreciate her so much, so much. Yeah, this is like such a I think it is so cool that it's showing the respect between Wriothesley and Sigewinne. I really adore having Clorant here and showing us that, like, Freminet was in no real danger. I think that as well, like, it's one of those situations where, you know, it's kind of like, you know, if you play a prank on someone where, and by the way, no one played the prank on him. He chose to dive out himself, right? And there's never danger of him actually dying. I want to make that perfectly clear now. We know, like, they didn't know about the primordial water either, I suppose. Or maybe they did. But maybe they only found out about, like, recently. But yeah, no, because they confirmed it with Freminet, right? But I think there is, like, a thing where it's like, you know, if someone scares you, like, with like a horror prank where, like, they chase after you with like a mask or something and a knife, let's say, like, even though you're in no real danger, it still could traumatize you. I feel like that, like, you know, the effects of what happened today are still gonna be on Lyney and Lynette's and Remenet's mind for a long time.
So much has happened. Paimon just feels absolutely exhausted now that she's finally relaxed. Paimon's super sleepy. Are you sleepy too?
The voice acting, yeah, I'm also getting there. She dropped, like look at her, she's like straight out here, because we know she can, like, sleep standing up as well, the poor girl. Oh, she immediately fell asleep. Yeah, she's probably tired.
Delicious. Paimon wants seconds.
That's so cute.
For free.
For free. Good night. In his head he said good night so he didn't wake her up. So sweet. The relationship is so sweet.
Wait. Get out of my way!
There's a crowd?
What happened? Why is everyone running?
No. What has happened?
No idea, but something must have happened. Stop that!
What has happened? What is that?
Who's yelling? Paimon still wants to sleep.
There's like a crowd yelling. Oh, poor Paimon. Paimon, wake up. We need to go out and see what's going on. What is happening? Calamitous tread. Check on... What has happened? What has happened? Everyone's running.
What happened? Why is everyone running around? Hey, what are you doing?
I don't think they're gonna stop. They seem to be in a panic, Paimon.
No time to explain, mate. Goodbye.
Hey, wait!
What is it?
What's wrong with these people? They won't even talk to us.
They're here! Yeah, there you are.
What do you mean? Oh, I thought when you said they're here, I thought you were talking about, like, some monster or something.
Oh, thank goodness.
We're still in Lavaroon. Do you know what happened here?
Yeah, these are the gossips, right?
Especially to inform you. Something seems to have gone terribly wrong just now. His Grace is telling everyone to evacuate and get out of here.
Oh no.
Lavaroon was saying you two are new here and you don't have many friends, so you might slip through the cracks. Haven't you heard all the stories like that? An evacuation is successfully completed, yet you only find out once you do a head count that one or two
True,
people
very
are
true. Thank you
missing.
so much for letting us know. These guys are so cool.
Wait, weren't you the one who brought that up? Why is it suddenly my idea?
Hey, shut
No,
up!
but thank you for coming to tell
Okay,
us.
whatever. The point is, you should come with us.
You said His Grace said to evacuate outwards?
Yeah, he said to get as far away as possible, upwards and out.
What is happening? Then what means where? Then that means whatever happened happened down below. Is it the gate at the very bottom?
It can't be that thing.
Whoa, wait, what? What? Hey, where are you
And
going?
we're just and these guys are like,
We have to go find the Duke. You two just go and get out. Go on with
do you hear the
it.
little heartbeat? No, thank you so much, guys. Please get out. Thank you so much.
Hey, be careful!
Yeah, no, thank you. Thank you so much. No, these guys are awesome. Thank you so much for doing that.
Attention. Please evacuate
I have chills.
upwards and outwards.
Upwards and outwards.
Already at the topmost layer, then try to move as far outwards as
This is terrifying. Everyone's running. You can see everyone just dashing around the place. He didn't try to blow this place up, did he? He's not going to blow this place up right now, is he? Duke. Oh, no, he's down here. Duke. What? Oh, Clorant. There's a cutscene as well. Wriothesley.
They're here.
They're here?
Just like I said.
She knew we'd show up? Oh, that sounds so cool. What the hell? Oh no. Oh no.
You're just in time. But be ready to
Bobby
run.
Bud, what? What is that? That's so sick. It's bursting out. The primordial sea. Go! Run! We gotta run! What do we do with this? Oh no, go, 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 go! He froze it. I have chills. And I'm not just saying that because, like, oh my god. How did he... So he's cryo. But it's not gonna stop it. Look at it. Run. Like, he's being heroic, but we gotta run. Look at this dude. Please, come on, Risley, come on. Two? What are you talking about? Oh my god, you're so sick. The two of them are so cool. Go on, get to Risley. Come on. Okay, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. Oh my freaking, look at the... Oh my god.
This won't hold it for long.
That was insane.
Find Neuvillette. Tell him the defenses are about to collapse.
He knows about it?
Until he arrives, we're the last line of defense.
Oh my god. This is incredible.
The gate. How
Oh
long
my,
do you
no,
think it'll
stop,
hold?
stop.
That depends on us.
No! These two are the coolest characters in the history of the universe. Are you kidding me? They're like, we're the last line of defense. I have like, it's not even chills. We got out of here. Neuvillette, I don't even have chills. It's like a burning feeling in like my body. It's like, you know, like it's like a fluster. Like, you know, it's like when you talk to someone you like or something. It's like this weird like, that's.
Traveler, I need you to head to the Opera House immediately.
What?
Farina will soon be meeting with the knave.
Huh?
There. You must protect Farina.
Oh my
Make
god.
sure she doesn't spend too much time alone with her.
I'm like, I don't know what's wrong. I'm like, oh, I will start crying there because like it's like this is so insane. Are you explain everything to me later?
Will do. You have my sincerest gratitude.
This is unbelievable. We have to protect Farina. There's so much going on. Like, it's hard to describe even how I felt in that moment, guys. Like, legitimately, I was like, it wasn't chills. It was like a burning feeling. Like, I was going crazy, like, of these, like, how cool those two, oh, there's Fatui members here. Oh, my lord, there's Fatui members here. And then them two being, like, the coolest mother efforts you ever seen in your life.
A ton of Fatui and Palais Mermonia people
Yep.
over there. The knave is probably here already. We need to hurry.
I'm stunned.
Are you two the traveler in Paimon? Monsieur Neuvillette has left instructions. Please follow me.
Okay.
Though I'm sure he's already explained, this should be a mostly cordial conversation, unlikely to give rise to violence. But it would be most appreciated if you could protect Lady Farina to the best of your
Oh no,
ability.
100% we'll do our best. 100% if we're asked to do something to someone who's been good to us, we'll do it. We'll do it. This is so interesting. They're having a meeting now as well. There's so much to process in like the space of a short time. I can't. Oh my god. Hello, Farina. Oh my god, she looks so happy to see us. The smile on her face.
Oh, so you two are the honored guests,
Yeah.
Miss Farina.
Oh my god, we're talking to Dave.
Of course, of course. How could they not attend a meeting such as this? I must always have 2 or more guests at my dessert table. Otherwise, the occasion would be too lonely and unbecoming of my station.
Okay, we'll go with that.
It is my pleasure to
Holy
make
hell.
your acquaintance, traveler.
Oh yeah.
I have heard much of your accomplishments. I am the knave, one of the 11 Fatui Harbingers.
Hello, and she's probably heard about us from other Fatui Harbingers, from Child, from Linny and Lynette. This is the knave, the head of the House of the Hearth, and Linny's siblings' father. She certainly does not seem easy to deal with. Pleasure to meet you too. What Farina should have said was like, we need an attendant, someone to like watch over this meeting. But I guess it's supposed to be a cordial conversation, so you don't really need that. Pleasure to meet you
I've
too.
already prepared seats for you. Come, sit beside me.
Neuvillette's heading to the prison. We're sitting here with Farina protecting her. We literally went from seeing one of the most badass like action sequences in the history of Genshin to this now again. Like, there's so much to process, so much going on in Fontaine.
Perhaps you two are unaware of how Miss Farina and I do things. You see, we actually recently agreed to get together for tea when we had the time. See this? This is a limited type of confectionery that Miss Farina simply adores.
Yeah?
There are only 16 slices sold every day. Here, why don't you and Paimon have a
So a very
taste?
fancy thing here. Look at the ponytail at the back here. Seems friendly enough, but that can't all be there is to her. The knave is a force to be reckoned with. I should be very cautious around her. So smart. So smart.
Taylor, what do you think of this cake?
It's pretty good. It's quite tasty, and I think Paimon agrees too.
That's good to hear. So what Child said was on the mark after all. You do share
So what was
taste
Child?
in desserts with Farina and I.
Have you seen Child since? To a child should have no reason to have said something like that.
I wonder how he's doing nowadays. You must have heard, right?
Oh my god.
He's suddenly gone missing. I'm really worried about his safety.
She's so good at this.
Here's to hoping that he's an excellent swimmer.
So she even knows that he swam out of there. I have a faith in his abilities.
Since we're
So she
talking
knows he
about
escaped.
him, I feel like I should add something. His martial prowess really looked certainly pretty impressive.
It was. He is impressive. He is impressive. Everyone knows how tough he is. Farina looks quite nervous. There must be some kind of bad blood between her and the knave. And here as well, like Wander, like making sure to check in on every part of this conversation as well is so smart.
Oh, so you're also familiar with his aptitude for fighting, Miss Farina. Oh, right. I almost forgot.
You did forget.
Child was subdued by
There's no
units
way you
moving
forgot.
left, right in front of you.
You're just using phrasing to make this sound crazy.
Against ordinary people, my colleague would never be on the back foot. But alas, he just never imagined he'd run into such a person. I must express my admiration for Monsieur Neuvillette.
See, and this is it. Like, I said this before, and like, the knave is confirming this. Against ordinary people, like, he would never be on the, and that's what they're trying to say. Neuvillette's just super powerful. Like, they confirmed it here. I managed to find a few leads on his whereabouts.
Coming from you, that's not surprising at all.
It's so funny how, like, she's keeping this tone, and it's so hard to get a proper read on her.
But I thought you would be happier to hear the news.
Of course, but it's still a bit of a shame. You see, I would have been far happier had I received this news somewhat earlier. As you well know, a long time has passed since Child
She's probably talking
disappeared.
about how the fact that they didn't tell her he'd gone missing and they pretended he was still in the prison. Yeah.
Well, in any case, there's no need to worry. We know for sure that Child is still alive.
Yes.
Oh, and just how do you know that?
Look at the eyes, man.
Because we found evidence that proved he left the Fortress of Meripede.
Yes.
And where did he go after leaving the fortress?
Wait, she seems a bit like, maybe she didn't know this part. Because she's like asking a question very like it's the first time she's been, instead of like very like, talking like this, she's been like, and where did he go, huh? Oh no, Paimon Sim just left us wide open.
The Fortress of Meripede lies deep beneath the waves. Unless he pranced right out of the main gate, he must have had to swim for it. Do you have any proof that he surfaced
We
safely?
legitimately do not. But there's also no evidence that he's been injured or killed, and it's Child.
That is good news, at least. His sister Tonya sent a letter to Fontaine not too long ago. Since he was unfortunately unavailable, I picked it up on his behalf.
She's saying every single thing she says has a reason behind it. And this conversation she's having, she wants it to be well known that in terms of a diplomatic issue, she was lied to, right? She wants people to know that first of all. She's like, hey, I know I was lied to. I wish I would have known it sooner, but she's doing it in a very like in a manner that like is not combative. You know what I mean? It's not you lied to me. It's like, hey, we've always been good. What's happening here? And this as well, it's like, he has a sister. She sent a letter to Fontaine. I had to pick it up because he wasn't able to pick it up himself. Like, all of this is a reasoning. It's all of this to get this conversation tense, to get on to get under the skin of Farina as well, to show that she knows way more, or maybe she doesn't know as much as you might think, but maybe she knows more, maybe she knows less. You don't know.
Do you have any idea how he usually writes back to his family? Dear Tony.
Oh my god.
Your letter made me feel like we were still enjoying our time in Snezhnaya together. I'm currently admiring the scenery on the streets in front of the opera house. Is it something like that?
Are you asking us this? She's turning up the pressure. I'm not sure I'll be able to convince her, but I can at least try to distract her from Farina. That sounds good to me, yes.
All letters tend to follow the same few formats.
Because we're friends
anyway,
with
right?
Child.
As long as the contents are accurate, it doesn't matter so much how it's written or how it's worded.
Oh no.
Hold on. The water in the teacup
What?
is shaking.
What? What? Even the knave is like, what's
I
happening?
suppose this is also a sign of things to come.
What do you mean?
Miss Farina.
Huh? I don't quite understand what you're trying to say.
This is so tense.
Have we entered into the next stage of the prophecy?
And she mentions the prophecy. That Farina will be left alone. Oh my god, Nuvalet's down there with Risley. What are they gonna do?
My thanks to you both. I will take it from here.
What? What?
Sure you don't need a hand?
Oh.
Quite sure.
Oh.
Wow. So, what's your secret, huh?
Oh my god, look at this.
Let me guess. Nah, who knows? Maybe it's just your sense of responsibility.
What's your secret? What's your secret?
Sounds about right.
Your sense, and so there is a secret. Your sense of responsibility. That interaction was so special. He was playing. Wait. Nuvalette. What are you doing? Nuvalette, you hear this music? Holy hell.
The day may come when the prophecy is fulfilled.
Oh my
and
god.
the waters burst forth. But it is not this day.
How powerful is he?
This ancient power could easily obliterate
He's
an entire
literally
race.
forcing it back.
A tsunami of fury
Do you
would
hear this
unleash
music?
endless catastrophe.
He's literally pushing it back in to the freaking ground. He sealed it. He's sealing it. What the hell? Are you kidding me?
This sentence is too severe.
This sentence?
Forgive me for overruling it.
Wait, he's saying the sentence of like Fontaine being covered in the primordial water is too severe, and he's like, I'm overruled.
All right. Seems like the problem
So
inside has been suppressed.
In his mind, he literally went, like, for the first time, he went against, like, something that was, like, natural, that was supposed to happen. He stopped a prophecy that was supposed to happen. Did you hear them? It's not gonna be this day? The music in the background? I don't know if I could take much more of this.
Let me guess. We're safe for now.
I don't think I can.
Indeed. But only for now.
I win this bet. You owe me a present.
Very well. It was indeed
So
just as
Risley knew how freaking crazy tough and powerful he is, and obviously knows a secret about him
You
too.
made a bet?
We made a bet on the size of your entourage.
Oh my god, no, they
Moran
both.
thought you wouldn't come down by yourself.
But he had so much faith in him.
I figured you would have at least brought a few people along for appearance's sake. It appears I underestimated just how confidential the mission was.
This is great. This is incredible.
Shouldn't you have gotten used to confidential missions by now? That's just how the courts operate.
So what gift must the loser give? Tea?
He already has tons of tea in his office. I'm thinking about a set of legal codices.
That wouldn't happen to be a dig at my lack of legal awareness, would it?
I love the dynamic here.
Well, I'm sure His Grace doesn't consider the fortress to be outside the law.
I was under the impression the residents of a place like this would be uninterested in the legal codices.
How freaking cool are these guys? How cool are these guys that this just happened, where the prophecy was almost fulfilled right before everyone's eyes, right? And instead of it being fulfilled, no, right after, like, it's blocked off in this really crazy moment, they're having a casual conversation like three best buddies.
That was obviously a joke.
Oh, he didn't even get the joke. And he just walks off.
Anyway, you've still got some unfinished business to attend to in the overworld, correct?
Because it's just three beautiful people, aren't they? Look, they're so freaking cool.
No need to stay here if you have a pressing matter. We all know you can't leave Palais Marmonia for long.
Thank you. I hope everything went smoothly with the Fatui Harbinger.
His voice acting is so good as well. No, this was such an incredible scene. And then showing, like, Risley's confidence in him was actually fantastic. The dynamic between the two of them, it's so cool. It's like literally like I don't know, like it seems to be as though they've known each other for such a long time. They have so much respect for each other. But their dynamic is kind of like Neuvillette is like a little bit more like serious, I suppose, while Risley is a lot more like kind of charismatic could be the word, I guess, because I think Neuvillette has a bigger presence, but I think Risley has a more like subdued presence that comes out whenever he needs it to. Neuvillette just doesn't need to try, I feel like, with his presence. In that power presence. You've seen it in the court. While Risley's very unsuspectingly, like, has a big presence. And you don't really see that until those big moments.
I must say, we've spent long enough playing house.
Oh no, don't say that.
Miss Farina, as the Hydro Archon, I am sure you understand the exact meaning of the phenomenon we just witnessed. Or should I say, that's what I originally thought. But looking at your expression...
She's reading everything.
And you haven't a clue?
Does she actually not know?
What are you trying to say?
Oh, Farina's sweating. She's this shakiness in her voice.
At this point, I don't think there's any more need to speak as diplomatic representatives. Allow me to speak to you now as just a Fontainian. You know the prophecy by heart, and also that every part of it is being proven true. Yet, here you are, relaxing, drinking tea, and eating desserts as if it's all nothing more than a few stray bugs in your garden.
Oh no.
Do you really think that's acceptable?
I'm so worried about where this conversation's going.
The prophecy's hanging above our necks like a guillotine. Every faction is looking for a way to either avert the disaster or save their own. Even the orphans of the House of the Hearth have devoted everything to saving their homeland.
They have, and the knave seems to actually be very passionate about this.
But you, it beggars belief just how nonchalant and carefree you have been. From the very beginning, you, the god Focalor, you have utterly failed to take action.
I'm so worried about this.
You're wrong. I've never ignored the prophecy, nor have I just been passing the time in self-indulgence. Retract your accusation and stop doubting the wisdom of the gods with such absurd conjectures.
I am not alone in my doubts, you know. All the children of Fontaine may be harboring the exact same thoughts right now.
Imagine hearing that.
Oh, great Hydro Archon. How are you going to save them? Save us? How are the people you've sworn to protect supposed to survive in a land that will soon disappear beneath the waves?
This must be so hard to hear.
I have my ways, and I've been working on them for all this time.
Farina.
Even if you look down upon me,
Farina.
You have no right to judge me.
The anger in her voice.
Fontaine will be saved. Even if I still cannot see the true future right now, as long as I continue on as I am, I will be able to hold my head up high.
Why am I in tears? Why is there tears coming out? This is such an impressive thing. Like, this whole scene was so tense. And now it's come to this. Free's not acting like her usual self. She's actually serious, refuting Nave's accusations. She means what she says. She's not putting on a front. Yeah, this is the real Farina.
Then I ask you, Miss Farina, just what have you been working on? Where can we see it, and what is it doing to help?
Like, this whole conversation is so interesting to me because it's like showing like that, like how many people actually care about this prophecy, how many people are worried about this prophecy, and how many people are working to do this, but we don't know what Farina's doing. So what was that a liar? She can really not tell us. She was so full of conviction and confidence right now, and she deflated like a pop balloon. I feel so bad for Farina right now.
My machinations are just like the prophecy itself. They will only reveal themselves at the fated time.
Oh.
It is just that beings like yourselves are unable to perceive them as of
Was
yet.
she putting up a front here, or do you think that like she's...
I see. As a god, the proof of your labor always lies beyond prying mortal eyes.
That's her being sarcastic. And her eye there as well.
Allow me to be so bold as to ask another way. Would it be possible for you to tell us the parts of your plan that are not confidential? Such as your emergency response plan for the impending
This is like
disaster?
it's so tense. It feels so freaking tense.
An emergency response plan?
It's like being in the room when someone's being scolded.
Oh, that look in your eyes. Have you not even prepared one of those?
The emergency response plan is also strictly confidential.
Then allow me to jog your memory. Miss Farina, what is the purpose of your Oratrice Mécanique d'Annelise Cardinal?
No, my god. Now she's asking about this as well. I feel so bad for Farina. I know like this is a big serious deal, and the knave has like a right to like ask like what is the Archon doing for like this prophecy that's clearly been proven true time and time again, now has definitely been proven true in some way, shape, or form. But like from Farina's perspective, like she's crumbling. She had conviction there and then it all went away.
And what do you plan to do with the massive amounts of indemnitium that has accumulated over the years?
Indemnitium.
The Oratrice? It's just like it appears to be.
Her shaky voice again. Her voice is shaking again.
So you also have no idea. If I'm not mistaken, someone's using it to prepare for something. But unfortunately, it would seem that someone is not you.
So she doesn't even have, she's not even using it herself.
I first caught wind of this when Linny tried to investigate the Oratrice in the Opera House. You see, even just getting close to the core contaminated him with an extremely large amount of indemnitium. But even if that had nothing to do with you, then what could you possibly be working on?
She's laying on the pressure so freaking hard with this conversation.
Oh, right. I almost forgot. Udex Nouvillette is not at the tea party with us today. Miss Farina, I suppose you must have ordered him away to take care of some troublesome business.
And it's over and over again, right? The knave keeps poking. Every time, like, you know, there's a deflection from Farina, the knave pokes again. She's not letting this go.
Yes, that's exactly right. Please keep it a secret.
And then she goes on to the performance again, you know?
Of course.
I feel so terrible.
Although, I must say, Miss Farina, you seem quite insecure without the Udex body.
She has us by her side. She has us.
Oh, very well. Let's stop that conversation here. There are still a few slices of cake left, so please, help yourselves, everyone.
You know what's so interesting to have a conversation like this where nothing was actually revealed from Farina's side? Nothing concrete was said in totality when it came to like the argument that was there, but it's still someone like, you know, making someone feel so small while also like laughing at the idea that they can keep up this like, you know, this facade that they have as well. Like it was so tense. It's so horrible to watch, to see someone go through that. There aren't topics I can speak about. I don't even know what Nouvellet's task was. If I had to guess, he probably went out to deal with the surging primordial sea, but can he really deal with it all by himself? And is Farina being truthful or not? That's the thing. Like, there was, again, that's what's so interesting about Farina. You don't know, because there's parts of her, like, as we said, she had so much conviction, and parts of her then you could see, like, the facade came back up, the mask came back up. The cage wrapped around her once again.
Traveler, I heard that you were recently commissioned to handle a few matters on behalf of the Udex. why don't you take an extra slice of cake?
Oh my god.
Those who work hard deserve gratitude and praise.
She is playing this room like a fiddle. And the thing is, we can't, literally right now, we can't just, like, I would want to turn to Frida and, like, you know, be like, are you okay? Are you okay, right? Even if she is, like you're saying, let's say it turns out she's not doing enough for this thing, right? I still don't want her feeling terrible. Like, turning around and saying, are you okay? But we can't, because that makes her look weak as well.
You too, Paimon.
Thank you. Paimon will take you up on that offer.
The knave proceeds to change topics because the number of significant matters. Let's see what that said.
Oh, Paimon's super full. That cake was great.
The knave proceeds to change the topic and brings up a number of less significant matters while the atmosphere gradually becomes more relaxed. Somber feelings of prior conversation remain in everyone's heart. Of course, yeah.
If it's on my tea table, it must be of the highest quality. Yes, and we must thank the knave for bringing these over as well.
I'm not going to be able to look at Farina without, like, a sadness. You know what I mean?
You're welcome. I'm sure the cake also felt greatly honored to be featured at Miss Farina's table.
Oh my god.
And I was merely catering to Miss Farina's tastes, seeking a chance to chat over tea.
Again, this is, well, she's showing that she doesn't have the same respect for Farina that other people have. She's showing this in this conversation. And now being like, I'm sure the cake loved being on your table. She's doing it in such a non-combative way where you can't, like, well, you could call her out, but you don't want to do it because it's a diplomatic issue as well that's happening right now.
It is getting late. Why don't we call it a day? There are still a few matters
Crazy
that I
stuff
need to take care of, so I must take my leave now.
Very well. We'll end it here.
Mind seeing me off, traveler? We could use the opportunity to discuss child before I must be on my way.
Of course.
Paimon's coming too.
Still, though. Are you okay?
The tea party turned
Deep
out
breath.
to be even
Exhale.
more difficult than I'd imagined. Why are you looking at me like that?
No, Farina.
Is something the matter? If there's nothing urgent, then I shall be retiring for now.
Did you see how that worked there? Did you see that? She was talking to herself for a second. Talking to herself about how hard that was, and how, of course, it's freaking difficult as heck. That was a difficult situation to maneuver around. Like I wouldn't be able to do that, especially when it's such a diplomatic issue. You know, and you're the Archon, you have to act a certain way. People expect a lot of you. You're thinking, if I put down the facade now, then everything will break. And she went right back into it. As soon as she said, like, as soon as she got that confidence in her to like speak up against the knave, like, it went away as soon as the knave said something else. And there's such a big difference between stage confidence and confidence, you know, in everyday life. There's such a big difference. Feels so bad. We'll find out someday. And we're Wander, by the way, now. Which is a big deal usually. I mean, it usually means we're locked into a story, obviously.
Go!
What's she going to say to us now?
I'm glad that you were willing to come with me. Of course, child was just an excuse. I have no interest in your dealings with him.
Well, you don't?
That's what Paimon thought.
Yeah, Paimon's on top of this. What do you want to say?
You lent your aid to the children of the House of the Hearth. As their father, I would like to express my gratitude.
There's no need. I didn't think that's what you wanted to talk about. I said there's no need. Yeah, there's no need. Was there anything else you wanted to say? We helped them because we like them.
That was all. Formal topics should be discussed in formal settings, and informal topics in informal settings. I know you just returned from the fortress of Meripede. Relax. I have no intention of trying to get anything out of you. Linny, Lynette, and Fremine are still there, and I trust their judgment and abilities.
Yeah, I could tell that from the way that they were sent in there.
They've all been working very hard and have always done all they can to fight back against anyone who tried to stop them, especially Linny.
You mean Wriothesley. He's a tricky
And she knew
one
right away.
to deal with. It's unfortunate that Linny's so eager to prove himself that he can't learn to rely on others, including me. By the way, and you can just consider this a bit of idle gossip, but what's your impression of Farina?
Interesting question. Super interesting question, isn't it?
You are outside of our disputes, and the freest person in all of Fontaine, able to move around most easily. Allow me to share my perspective.
Oh, she's like, I'll tell you what I think.
And that's everything that happened during the trial. Master Child was declared guilty and immediately transported to the Fortress of
Yeah, she knows everything. She's you know, such good
Didn't
intel.
he was coming here on vacation? Does he not feel an ounce of shame for all the trouble he has caused?
I don't think so.
Forget it. He did give us an opportunity. I will be meeting someone shortly.
Do you require help with any preparations?
No need. I will take care of it myself. I need to meet with Farina, the Hydro Archon. She is at the heart of Fontaine. But what's fascinating about her is that she often seems more like a celebrity than a working Archon.
Yes, she picked up on that too.
Oh, come over here, you little
What?
critter, you.
Oh, Farina with a cat. Are you kidding me? Oh no, I love her. And you look at her. Look at this outfit. Tell me this is a skin for Arlecchino.
You dare to run from me? Stop right
Oh
this
no, I
instant.
love her. I love her so much.
My goal is just to discover the location of the Gnosis. And I didn't expect the chance to approach Farina to be handed to me on a silver platter. This is so easy, it's actually making me a bit suspicious. Anything left unguarded is usually just bait. But no one will blame someone for taking the bait. After all, from the moment it was attached to the hook, the bait is meant to be
The way she's talking like this, well, no, but the outfit is crazy cool. Is she actually gonna like attack her? What the hell? I'm poor Farina on the ground and she's an Archon.
It's just as I guessed in the second before I struck.
Yeah.
The Hydronosis is not currently held by the
We found this out, didn't we?
In fact, this Archon doesn't seem like a god at all. And I sense
What?
that she's under some kind of curse.
She doesn't have a... So she doesn't have like the powers of a god? And she's under some... What do you mean?
Who are you? And what are you trying to
Oh.
do? Please don't kill me.
No, stop.
I'm begging you, please.
That's so sad.
The fear in her pupils is genuine. So perhaps she's not bait after all. Either way, targeting her has lost all
And she's just
meaning.
playing with a cat.
I left the scene
Oh
with
no.
ease. Nobody came looking for me, and nobody could serve as a witness to my near assassination of Fosun.
You were gonna assassinate her.
I suspect even Farina dares not mention this incident to anyone.
Jesus Christ. Of course she wouldn't say anything. She wanted to know she's been dealing with this by herself. She nearly got assassinated. She had to deal with it herself because how she feels about Fontaine. How she feels that she can't be vulnerable in front of anybody. Oh my god, please, Farina, start talking to us.
Not long after, my informants confirmed what I had guessed. After returning to her quarters,
Oh.
Farina quietly cried.
Stop.
alone. She was so scared that she could not sleep that night, nor could she even bring herself to eat her cake.
That's awful. That's awful. No, I can't.
There's no doubt that there's something wrong with her. I began to entertain the possibility that she is not the true Hydro Archon. Perhaps Eudex Neuvillette is
What?
actually the genuine article.
What do you mean?
I have to find the Gnosis. If the Neuvillette hypothesis is correct, he is probably in possession of it. Alternatively, it might have been hidden in a place that's hard for ordinary people to access.
Well, Yaimiko had the Gnosis at one point in Inazuma.
Yes, Father.
There they are all together.
My dear children, please speak.
It's so cool seeing them all together, but I can't stop thinking about poor Farina, man. Like she has to deal with. She has to do. Imagine getting near, like attacked, and you just have to cry yourself to sleep. Like she's probably terrified that night.
News from the fortress of Meripede. Master Child has gone missing. On top of that, the contacts and guards we bribed at the fortress have all gone quiet as well.
So that's when all the other Fontainians left as well. Or were kicked out, I suppose.
Probably the handiwork of that Ridesley.
I'm afraid so.
This is a good opportunity.
I feel so sick.
The value of a harbinger is much higher than most would imagine. We now have an excuse to exert diplomatic pressure on the Fontaine authorities.
And she's gonna use this, of course. Of course, we knew she used this. Like, of course she would.
Set up a meeting for me. I would like to meet the Hydro Archon and Eudex Neuvillette. Oh, and I have an additional mission for you three.
Yes, Father.
Tartaglia's disappearance was not a part of my plan, but I can use it to make a breakthrough. With this as my excuse, I can ask for an official audience and continue my investigation of Farina and Eudex Neuvillette.
She planned this so meticulously.
The initiative belongs to the House of the Hearth. My wish to investigate the fortress of Meripede will be a front. Linny and his group will be responsible for the actual intelligence gathering.
Insane. She meticulously like knew what was going to be happening. She knew all this stuff.
You should know the rest. Linny's group is quite close.
And she told us.
So they wouldn't have hidden anything from
I know we can't do it because she won't. She probably will deny it to the end. I just desperately want to go back into Farina and like be like, look, like, it's okay if you want to cry with us right now. It's okay, you know? Because someone needs to tell her. Because the prophecy shouldn't be how this ends for Farina. That she finally starts crying in front of people. Like, and the thing is, like, her crying alone in her bedroom. The prophecy is that she will eventually be crying alone on her throne with no one else around here.
You attacked the Hydro Archon?
It's serious to me. This is a serious situation.
It wouldn't mean anything, even if you shouted it from the rooftops. After all, even Farina herself is still pretending that nothing
That's
sort
great.
ever
That's
happened.
great. And I'll always be indebted to you for what you did for Linny and Lynette, right? 100%. I still would like to go back into Farina right now and see how she is. I know she, and again, she won't admit it. As you said, she won't admit it.
Alright then.
Near assassination.
I've now had 2 chances to enjoy tea with Farina. I have to say, the leadership of Fontaine is even more inscrutable than I had imagined. I once surmised that Eudex Neuvillette must be the Hydro Archon, but now, that doesn't seem right to me either.
How did you come to that conclusion? The leadership does seem to be shaky because it seems like Neuvillette does a lot of the leadership duties in Fontaine from what we can see on the surface. And it's like Risley, and obviously Risley's like has the fortress under control, while Neuvillette has like the whole of Fontaine under control.
I am a servant of Her Majesty the Tsaritsa. Over my years of service, I've learned how a real Archon conducts and carries themselves. Whether Eudex Neuvillette or Farina, neither fits
For
the
real?
bill. It's hard to imagine either of them as the Archon.
So you don't think either of them... Wait, so could someone else be the Archon?
Of course. That is all just how I feel. Gut feelings often do not require justification. It is, however, quite amusing to me that after all my years working in intelligence gathering, I've come to realize I am at a complete loss regarding the identity of the god of the land.
So she's not even saying this as like it's a doubt. She's now saying she has a doubt about who it is, but she doesn't believe it's Farina or Neuvillette.
Don't you think Fontaine is quite intriguing? A catastrophe looms, yet many secrets have yet to rise to the surface. It looks like Fontainians will have no choice but to save themselves.
Interesting. Well, it was Neuvillette who saved everybody again.
Ultimately, though, one must survive in order to do anything else. Should the need arise, I would be happy to cooperate with you.
You know, that's again like what you did for Lily and Lynette will forever be grateful. The thing is, like, and obviously, like, being able to cooperate with you would be like, you know, it would work incredibly, not only in our favor, but also we have a very good relationship with the other children of the House of the Heart, so of course we would want to help them out too. But when I say like Neuvillette saved again, I assume that's not probably very accurate. I guess you could say like him grabbing Child was probably saving people because who knows what Child would have done. But But yeah, like if she wants to work with us again, that's cool.
You don't need to commit to anything right now, of course. I have a feeling that the situation will continue to evolve. And as your name is often connected with noble deeds, I'm sure we will work together someday.
We're gonna have to tell him it went horrible, by the way. Yeah, no, this idea, it's very cool that she's doing this, that she has so much faith in us as well. Maybe not faith, maybe she just knows that, again, like you said, our name is often connected to noble deeds. We're always around the place. We can move the most freely in Fontaine as well. So that's probably a reason why she's doing it too.
He certainly returned quickly. You must want to catch up with each other, so I'll leave you.
Do you not want to catch up with him? Do you want to talk to him? Just a quick nod. He's so cool.
Nevertheless, is it over?
For now, yes. But this issue will prove quite thorny in the long term. I'm concerned that sooner or later the prophesized events will occur.
This is like, we already knew this happened, but the confirmation here is that the prophecy frickin' almost happened today.
Thank you for protecting Farina.
Honestly, though, like I feel like emotionally we didn't protect her. We maybe protected her, maybe like just having someone there is nice, but like emotionally we did not protect her. May I ask what happened down there?
To put it simply, I used my power to force back the primordial sea and reseal the sluice gate.
You say you used your power. Like anyone else saying that, like it's like anyone saying that, it's like what the hell? As to what happened on our side. Yeah, tell him.
So as expected, the knave has turned up the pressure on Farina.
Yep.
She's trying to feel her out, though I'm still unsure as to her motives.
That's a perfect way of putting it. Like she was putting pressure on her so she would slip up and say something, so she would slip up and do something, and she kept catching her out. Crazy conversation.
Permission granted.
Permission granted. You have enough. That's it. Yes, you have enough power to force back the primordial sea. Does this mean that you have some deeper connection with the Hydro Archon? Such an interesting question.
Whoa. It can't be that you're the real Hydro Archon, right? But that's just a speculation on our part, though.
Wait.
You can't tell
us?
What? Then that's okay.
What do you mean it's okay?
We can talk about something else. We won't try to force
you.
You guys in Fontaine are super strange.
They are somewhat strange. But still, though, that's like him going, is like almost a bigger thing than him saying anything else.
If by the phrase, you guys, you are referring to Farina and I, then although I'm not sure just what you are trying to imply, I must clarify that I do not share her positions on a multitude.
We know you do not agree with her, very much so. Did you manage to protect those that needed to be defended? What did you sense in the Fortress of Meripede?
I believe so. The fortress has a long and complex history. It has seen much grief and suffering. And now, another catastrophe will soon be upon us. I mourn this turn of events.
You mourn? It's raining. It's raining.
Huh? Why is it raining?
Like the sky was clear. The clear sky suddenly filled with dark clouds. The rain became heavier. Light rain soon. It was, the skies were blindingly clear. And just moments before Nouvelette had mentioned his sense of grief. What? Thinking back to the legend and what Fremine said, it said the dragon of the water once resided in Fontaine. Every time it weeps, this... Stop. 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 You can't. No. No. Wait. Wait! Back then, when we were in the conversation with Navia, when he was after she gave out to him, it started raining. Remember? Do you remember that? She specifically called out the rain. It's raining in the trailer as well. She goes, "It's raining." You cannot be. This is the dragon in the water? Do you remember months ago I was like, I think the dragon of water could be here. I think they could already have been resurrected. I think... or reincarnated. It's Nouvelette. So every time he's sad, the sky's full of rain? Wait, does that mean every time there was a thunderstorm here? Nouvelette, you can't be...
You may be closer to the truth than you think.
What the hell?
Oh? And what are you thinking?
He's the dragon sovereign of water. Before sun and moon.
The dragon of...
Stop! They tried to say that they didn't exist. They tried to say that they were gone.
Huh?
Oh my god.
Please do not be so surprised.
Farina, are you okay? This episode is insane. This Archon quest is insane.
Farina?
Is she okay? You can't just move on from that, right? He's keeping his eye on Farina. Dude.
My apologies.
The dragon. He is the water dragon. That's why he was able to... The primordial sea. That's why he was able to push back primordial... I'm going to die. I am going to die.
We were just guessing randomly. We didn't guess right, did we?
No.
You're not actually the dragon
Paimon.
sovereign of water, right?
Don't even...
Well, if you don't want to confirm or deny...
No.
You guessed correctly. I sincerely hope you'll be able to keep this a secret from me.
I'm gonna go down to the freaking... The steam bird. Holy hell. This is insane.
Right, of course. We'll definitely help you keep it a secret.
No. Yeah, we will. We will, of course. Of course we will, but I'm saying, like, this is, like, such... This... To reveal this now is insane. Is insane.
There's still something Paimon wants to ask you, though.
Please, go ahead.
Well, if you are the dragon sovereign of water, and you were able to force back the primordial sea from the fortress...
What do we do? What do we do with this? And then Risley was like, oh, your secret. What's your secret? You maybe just, like, oh my god. No, wait. Wait, I remember as well, in previous episodes, he was talking, he was like, humans are such strange creatures. Do you remember he said that as well? I am going nuts.
Then since Fontaine's prophecy is all about seawater, couldn't you just use your power to solve the crisis?
Paimon's way calmer than I am. I don't get this. I don't get why everyone's so calm.
None of the currently living dragon sovereigns in the world, myself included, possess our full dragonhood.
So no one, they don't have the full, okay.
They say that when the first usurper arrived on Tibet,
yes,
they seized a part of the dragon's power. Today, that stolen power is the basis of the Archon's authorities.
Right. And remember what Apep said to Nihida when Apep was saying, why do you think that you deserve to have this power? Why do you think that you're all powerful? We were here before you.
There are 7 elemental archons and 7 matching dragon
Dear
sovereigns.
Lord. They're just Paimon casual conversation.
The dragon sovereign of water who lived through that era perished a long time ago. As their successor, I know far less of that part of our ancient history.
And for me, that's what I'm saying here. Like, I was like, a few months ago I said I believed that they would be reincarnated, and they were just trying to like, they were trying to make it seem like they wouldn't, right? Because that's an easier way of saying that they would never come back. It kills people's hopes of that. So we know you're the dragon of water. Nervalet.
In any case, I believe I will not be able to do much unless the Archon disappears and returns their elemental authority to me.
Whoa.
Given the status quo, however, I would recommend finding another way to deal with it.
Because people don't want Farina to leave, is what you're saying?
Oh, so even you can't solve it.
Possibly.
I still have some urgent matters to attend to at my office. If you have any more questions regarding ancient history, you are welcome to discuss them with me at a later time.
Guys, I am blown away what they were able to do with this. I really am.
Please go right ahead. There's a place that Paimon wants to go too. Traveler, why don't we pay another visit to the Fortress of Meripede?
Yeah.
Paimon is a little worried.
Sure, but like, can you carry me? See you later, Nervalet.
We'll see you another
This is insane. Oh my god. And we're Nihina now. It almost fits. I want to say something to all of you guys. I really do. And I need you to understand this. I need you to understand me as I say this. When I put Genshin in my top 5, I'm almost crying saying this. That's a big deal for me. My top 10 doesn't change very often. Look how pretty this is. My top 10 doesn't change often at all. In fact, I don't like the last time my top 10 games changed was probably actually no, I lied, but I'm gonna be clear here. FF7 Rebirth is probably my top 10 favorite games of all time, but that's just because of how incredible that game was this year. But I need you to understand something, right? It doesn't happen often. My favorite game of all time has been my favorite game of all time since 2004. When it was Shadow of the Colossus, or 2005, sorry, when I played it. It still is my favorite game of all time. Persona 5 has been in my top 10 since it came out in 2017. Right? Not only that, Resident Evil Remake has been in my top 10 since I played it years and years ago. Tekken 4 has been in my top 10 since I played it back Jesus Christ, I think I was probably like 6 or 7 or 8 years old. It takes a lot to get into my top 10. It takes an incredible experience that like changes my viewpoint on video games forever. It really does. Nier Replicant is in my top 3 now. And Final Fantasy X has been there since I was a kid as well. It takes a lot. So I want you guys to know, because I know sometimes, like, again, I appreciate it so much because I love you guys and I adore you guys and I appreciate you guys. Because, like, we know when someone says, like, oh, I wanted to go into the top 3, I hope you guys know the top 5 is... It means a lot to me. It means a lot to me. And moments like that, I'm almost crying saying it, because moments like that with like, finding out, like, about the dragon that, like, has been built up from a lore piece we found out a while ago, it's been built up for so long. It feels so freaking good. It feels so good. I'm glad I got to experience with you. Well, if it isn't the triplets of... I was talking to your mommy,
now
daddy.
Guess, what suit will this next...
Are they playing cards together? How do I move on?
A bare-teeth cat?
Well, well, look who it is.
Traveler, Paimon.
Hello, everyone.
How are you, buddy? You feeling okay?
Looks like you're recovering nicely from an
Mm-hmm. Thanks to everyone's support.
Thanks to you, you're so strong.
Oh, right. I managed to work up the courage to thank Miss Clorant in person.
Whoa, how did she react?
She told me that it was nothing. It was as if saving a life wasn't a big deal to her at all. She also told me not to worry about it.
She works very hard all the time, so she's probably saving a lot of people quite a bit all the time.
She didn't want to stress you out, that's all. She's right, and it's best not to dwell on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I think it's fantastic though. Like, that's just who Clorant is. Like, you know, and just like how you are, how you'd fight for your siblings. I think it's so cool.
Okay, but check this out. We went back to the opera house and we met the knave.
Yeah, we met your daddy, Babby.
You met father? Did she say anything to you?
Oh, they're so excited. They love her. And of course you would. I want to say this to you guys right now. I need you to understand this. If someone did that, you know, for someone's sister and for you and your sister, you're indebted for the rest of your life. I love the name for that.
She said a few things that were a bit hard to understand. And also that she's looking forward to working with us in the future.
Yeah, just like you guys are. It was a little surprising.
Her attitude towards you is even better than what we'd imagined. That's fantastic.
They're so happy because they like us as well. Look, this is like, I know I'm crying again looking at the three of them together, knowing like their history.
You should believe her. She has her own way.
They're so excited. He's so excited.
Everything in her power to help those she considers close, which now might also include you.
Okay. No, look how excited he is. He's like, it's like, you know, when you know when you have like, you bring over like a best friend or something and you want the other person to like them, and then you're like, how'd you like them? They're like, they're pretty cool. That's great, you know?
Mm-hmm. Father is very capable and also trustworthy.
Oh, Oh, Paimon just remembered that she thought Lenny was a bit too proud as well. She said that you should learn how to rely on others sometimes.
Got it.
And oh my god, Liddy didn't even argue. Liddy's like, that's my daddy, Babby.
That does sound like something that
Oh
Father
my
would say.
god, this whole conversation.
Hey!
Are you going to stay here for the next few days?
Looks like it, yeah.
Excellent. I will host a tea party.
Okay.
For real? Then Paimon wants another serving of cake.
I love the dynamics so much of these characters. I adore it.
Another implies that you were already served some delicious cake while you were up there.
No.
Hello.
Yeah, but she deserves more cake as well.
Well, next time, you're going to have tea and snacks with us.
That sounds amazing. That sounds incredible. What a conversation. So we're just seeing how everything like laid out here. Yeah, I appreciate this game so much. And that conversation was so cool because again, you saw the look in Linny's eyes, that more the tone of the voice. Linny was so excited. It's like, you know, like I said, like when you find out someone you really like someone else you really like, it's a great feeling. It is a really fantastic feeling. Let's see where we'll go. We'll go over here first and talk to Sigewinne because I feel like the office should be the last place we go, right? Most sure.
Sigewinne! Traveler, Paimon, you're back! Are you still doing alright? Did either of you get hurt?
Don't worry, we're both doing great.
We're fine, but what about you guys? It was such a huge mess.
Yeah, crazy stuff down here.
A few people sustained superficial injuries, but that's about the extent of the damage. Monsieur Nervulette paid us a visit. It was all thanks to him that we managed to suppress the crisis for the time
no,
being.
he did it. What he did was insane. Insane.
Of course, we must also thank you for the help you provided.
No. Okay, yeah, okay, thank you. What is Amelia Tan? What does Amelia Tan say? Amelia Tan says, a thank you was worth 1,000 sorries, right?
How did Nervulette know that he was needed here? Well, Monsieur Nervulette has strong resonance with the hydro element.
Wow.
When the water level rises, he can feel the waves produced.
So he literally could feel it.
I ran into the bombshell bros while bandaging the injuries of the wounded. They were mumbling the whole time about how you just ran down without a word. I'm so
That's so cool that they were thinking about us as well, you know?
If you're not too pressed for time, please stay with us a few more days.
Okay.
Just let me know if you get a craving for any particular dish, so I can have Mr. Walsey get your meals prepared. Oh, and please feel free to visit the
They are like
infirmary
so
for a break
appreciative of
at
us,
any
right?
time. I'd like to take the opportunity to spend some more time observing your facial muscles as well.
Okay.
Your happy smiles are quite contagious, you know. They're so memorable. And
Oh,
I
that's
missed them
actually so
immensely
sweet.
while you were gone.
So she said that our smiles are contagious, which is so sweet. And that's so appreciative. Honestly, Sigewinne, that's so appreciative of anyone to say that. To say so your smiles are contagious, that would set me up for life. If some random person said that, I would be like, I would be happy for the rest of my life. I'd be done. Like, you could not anger me. You would not be able to like upset me. Ever. Especially if like someone like that you really. Oh, it's these guys. That's so cool. The guys who went to warn us. I love you guys. These guys like risked their lives.
You guys are back?
How are you doing? It's great to see you. It really is.
Didn't get caught and thrown back down here, right?
No, we didn't. We came back. Can we reveal to these guys our secret? We came here as like covert. Sorry guys. We love you though.
And here I thought you'd managed to escape from jail during all the commotion. I'd held you up as legendary jailbreakers, but now you're telling me you just never left?
No, we never left.
We're sorry, but we just had some business to take care
A
of.
little bit of business, yeah, not too crazy.
All right. There's no need to get caught up in the details. We're just relieved to see you. He was super
Oh my god, thank you so much. I love these guys. They're awesome.
Hey, it wasn't just me. Weren't you super worried as well?
Something like that, yeah.
It's okay to show your emotions, guys. It's okay.
I was also transferred to work in the kitchen a few days ago. I can still hear Quisto mumbling to the carrots. Are those two all right? Do you think they made it out alive?
Oh, that's so sweet. I'm actually feeling like very emotional about that. That's so nice to say.
Whenever he'd say that, I'd tell him I'm sure they're fine. Wherever they are, they're kicking back with drinks in hand, enjoying the lovely scenery.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with worrying about your prison pals, is there? I mean, considering how they always love listening to all my gossip.
No, I appreciate it so much. I want to hug you both.
These two. They sure are a lot warmer and friendlier than when Paimon first met
I'm
them.
sure the welfare is supposed to skyrocket in quality recently.
Oh, well, if you say so. I'll be watching you to make sure you finish every last bite.
Oh my god, this makes me... Why these two NPCs are gonna make me cry more than any other NPCs in history. Guys, I'm just saying, why don't we all three of us get an apartment, just be buddies in a house together? Like, all three of us. With Paimon, of course, as well. I'm saying not three of us because Paimon doesn't have to pay rent. I will pay rent for Paimon. Right? Paimon will never have to pay rent. If I'm around, Paimon's not paying rent. It's so sweet. This whole situation is so sweet. I love this. I really do love it. Are we going down? Oh, we're going down. Okay. Hello? Oh, to you guys. Okay, and there's the boat again. I thought we talked to, Risley.
Jurier, Miss Sishween told me you still haven't eaten.
Yeah, I was working on something, so I forgot.
That's no excuse for... Huh? What's you
So they do actually care for each other, right? They just, obviously, there was the ruse of, like, them, like, hating each other, which I think is... I guess, like, it's, like... I even said it with their arguments, like, they're in love.
Hello there. It's been quite the mess here recently. How have you been?
We're fine, thank you. How are you guys doing?
And you? Are you still taking the secret passageway from the infirmary to work on the ship?
Yep. That is still top secret, though. So don't say a word to anyone.
I feel like I've earned I get to say anything I want. No, I won't say anything about the ship.
It can be a bit annoying when there are lots of people in the infirmary, but I still prefer taking that route over the one from the Duke's office.
Yeah?
I mean, the infirmary does make it easier for you to slack off.
Oh yeah? Then why are you also here so much?
Yeah, they love each other.
You're just using your jobs as a cover relationship, aren't you?
Paimon's the Genshin audience. Genship audience, actually, is probably a better way to say it.
Not at all!
No, it's too late. Too late. You're shipped. You're shipped together. And talk to Risley. Yeah, I imagine that would be we'd have to talk to him at some point. I appreciate this so much. This is one of the best Archon quests ever. Legitimately, I say top 5 easily, right? And there was barely any violence from our part. Happy birthday, Mr. President. Happy birthday, Mr. President. Okay, let's go.
Do my eyes deceive me, or did I just see 2 inmates come back after making it to the surface? Some strange winds blowing.
I like this. I love this place now. I don't want to leave the fortress. I can't leave. How am I supposed to survive on the outside, boss? I don't want to leave.
What the fortress is doing? Is everything still all right?
We're fine for the most part. Neuvillette came down and took care of the worst of it.
If that's the case, why don't you just ask him to stay here?
Yeah, ask him to say, again, she's the Genshin audience.
Oh, yeah, what a brilliant plan. Let's go convince the Udex himself to exchange the courts of Fontaine for a puddle of water in the middle of nowhere. He came here in a hurry and left without even stopping for a cup of tea.
That's him.
He did remember to take Miss Sijeween's gift with him.
Oh, that's so sweet. He picked out. Oh, I love the respect people have for Sijeween because like they're so like good at like how do you say it? Like they're so good at like they're good at their job. Like people respect people who are good at their job.
He sure sounds super busy.
Miss Cloran has left as well.
Right.
She also took her gift from Miss Sijween.
Were the gifts milkshakes?
Oh no.
Nervalette got the milkshake. Cloran received lipstick instead.
Okay. So Neuvillette got the milkshake, and Cloran got the lipstick, so it's clearly someone won here.
Those aren't even remotely alike.
Well, it's Nervilette's own fault for making Sijween worried about his health by working so much. But besides that, our head nurse is still pretty fond of picking out beauty products for the ladies. Oh, and I have some gifts here for you as well.
Are you serious? Are you serious? What's the gift?
Are these from Sijween too?
Nope, they're from yours truly.
Oh.
You've already wrapped up your work at the fortress, so you can return to the surface.
Oh, we're done. Our sentence is done?
You haven't yet served your full prison term, however, so you may continue to use your cell until your term
serious?
is up.
Okay.
For real? Then we could stay here for a really long time?
Is the food still covered?
You may access the cafeteria for free.
Yeah! I love this.
Just remember to come complete your paperwork once it's time for your release.
Heck yeah. Return to let's return to dormitories to rest.
Your file can't be closed until we've completed your paperwork, so don't forget to come find me again when you're done serving your sentence.
Okay. Happy birthday, Mr. President. Happy birthday to you. Okay, the implications of that conversation there are so fun because we've had so many serious moments. I think it's so good to have that moment of like him talking about Nervalette, talking about the gifts. Genshin's really good at doing that, where they give you the moments of levity to kind of like set you on your way. Yeah, you'll be heartbroken into some missions, but they're always very good at like also giving you some time to like know that like, yes, you're gonna have to deal with a lot of things in the next Archon quest, but also understand there's a lot of people that love you. There's a lot of really awesome, funny characters and funny moments in this game as well, and it's okay to calm down until the next time too. But there's a lot of stuff that happened in this quest, and we're gonna have to talk about a bit of it. If I forget some stuff, like so much happened.
We're back in our cell again. We're no longer prisoners though, so it really doesn't feel the same.
It feels like a huge weight is off our shoulders. It feels like we've regained our freedom. But honestly though, like it was nice being here. It wasn't a terrible place for us, you know.
Being free sure feels pretty special now.
Is there something you'd like to say?
Huh? How did you know?
Because you just immediately fall asleep. Okay.
Hey, that's not true. All right. Okay, Paimon just wanted to say that we really are an amazing duo after all.
Stop. Stop right now.
It's like we've now gone to so many places together and become friends with so many people. We've never stopped traveling or stopped meeting new friends.
Don't do this to me.
There are so many bad things in the world, and we're just two people, but we've still been solving problems no matter where we go. Isn't that pretty cool?
Oh. We're the best adventurers ever.
You're counting Paimon today? Aren't you the
No, what are you on about? Being a guy counts too.
Then let's have Catherine to give Paimon an adventure as well. Paimon will also be an adventurer from today forward.
You always were.
Just our thoughts making Paimon giddy. Paimon's gonna crash, so you sleep soon too.
I love her so much.
The last time we fell asleep here, we woke up to a whole mess outside our cell. The primordial seawater nearly rose up. That was so scary.
I appreciate Paimon so much.
We should be safe now, right?
We'll be fine, so don't worry, Paimon.
Alright then. Good night to you, traveler.
Good night to you. Have the best sleep ever. Oh. Why would they do this? Stop. No. Child. Child. Where is he? Everything was going good. What is that? What is that? What the freaking hell's... What in the world? The size of it? No. What? They can't just show that off and do that. They can't do that. What the heck? That is the best cliffhanger I've seen in my freaking life. Child better be okay. What is... This is, I think, per moment-to-moment basis, this is probably one of the biggest Archon quests ever. I can't remember an Archon, maybe actually no, I would say Act 5, of course, of Sumeru had like as many big, and I mean like per moment. There's a big moment every 2 minutes in this, a big story moment, big character moment. And Act 5, I feel like in Sumeru was that as well. You know, in version of Genesis, you can talk about that as well, and like a lot, you know, there is a lot of big character moments. I'm talking about like per moment to 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 moment. It never stopped. It never stopped. What was that? It was like a big whale that was above Chilum. So wherever he is, he's not there intentionally so. Let's do this so we don't forget. Rivulet. Ridesley. Well, what do we have to complete for this? We have to Act 5 for Lynette. So actually, once you, like, similarly to Inazuma, actually. It's so funny how like this game does this, man. Like I was in tears, like so emotional about everything that was happening, and then 2 seconds later, like my heart is now pounding. My heart is pounding, and now the tear stains are drying. Like, how does this game do this constantly? Okay, so obviously we had a big quest where we were trying to find out where Child is. We don't know where Child is now. We got closer to Lynette and Fremine, who had a very serious moment. It was a very complicated issue that we were talking about there with all the characters that we absolutely adored and really appreciated. And it worked out in the end for everybody because I think everyone's a lot more friendly now. Arlecchino, turns out that they actually do appreciate us and think we're actually fantastic. And it seems that Linny thinks that like that Mommy Daddy's actually being true about that. And I think that's really neat if that is the case. There's also, let's go somewhere. Where can we go? Here might be nice. Yeah. They believe that's the case, right? And they believe they're being truthful. And I think that's also very sweet. We learned that Arlecchino like cares about Fontaine. We learned that Farina might not have a plan to save Fontaine, but is still buckling under that pressure of keeping up appearances to everybody. It's very clear that like they are like having trouble, reconciling. Fontaine has a bit of a trouble reconciling the fact that like it goes between drama and actual justice, while you can see at the same time, Farina is having a trouble going between her true self and keeping up an appearance all the time. Because I think that it's okay to have a performance, but like anyone who's ever acted in a play or anything like that, or had to or anything like that. I've acted in plays before. And I'm not the person I was in that play. You have to turn on a switch sometimes. It's just that she doesn't know where to find the off switch. And like I said, it's like she's trapped in a cage that is made of adoring smiles and clapping hands. And it feels like here also the facade is up even in daily life, because one of the saddest things I've ever seen in my life is that she was attacked and nearly killed. And she had to cry herself to sleep because she couldn't tell anyone about it, because she felt like that would make her less powerful in people's eyes. Which is so sad. It's actually one of the most devastating things I've ever heard in this game. It killed me, and I want to talk to her. I want to get to know her better. And I think the way they're leading with this, I think it'd be very difficult to not have Farina as one of my favorite stories in Genshin history. If they stick the landing, that's the thing. They have to stick the landing. But like right now, it's been so interesting to follow that character along as well. We had a conversation as it pertained to. How do I say it? We had a conversation with afterwards with, I don't know, just to put a pin in the Farina stuff. I think Farina you know, we don't know if she has a plan. We don't know if what she's going to do, what her decisions are. We do know that she knows the prophecy is that she's going to be crying by herself on the throne while everyone else is gone. She was crying by herself after she got it, so she's already alone. She already feels alone. So that prophecy being told to her every 2 minutes, man, how hard must that be? We know now that, like, for that scene where, like, that Nervalette blasted back that primordial water was one of the coolest scenes ever. Risley and Killoran should have their own action movie. Move over Avengers is what I say. They could take on any Avenger easily. I have a massive amount of appreciation for the action scenes in this Archon quest. They were absolutely incredible. They were mind-blowing. Nervalette had an amazing one too. And we found out he was the dragon of the sovereign water. And what's so interesting to me about that is that they just dropped it and moved on. And like a lot of things in Fontaine, we have to keep it secret. It's a very secretive place in a lot of ways too, right? It's like it has a veil above it, you know, it has a veil above it, and it hasn't been pierced in a long time. Pierced the Veil. I don't know if anyone ever listened to that band. I never did, but I know friends who did. To me, like, the revelation of the Dragon of Sovereign Water, like, was a courtesy, because at this point we'd done so much for Fontaine already, and we did this whole mission that he really felt like, okay, I can't really lie to them at this stage. They found out so much, and like at that point they're just going to not trust me in the future if they find out the truth. And I think that's just a very smart thing for Nervalette to tell us as well. Nervalette and Risley, we saw the relationship too. I wonder how this is all going to affect all of this, like the the conversation between Nervalette and is that a person over there? Oh, it's an enemy. Yeah. Oh, we could try it to seam if you want to try it to seam a bit before we go. Yeah, but that's like my thoughts on all this is like that reveal was fantastic. That reveal was just exactly what it should have been. It's a very Nervalette reveal, which is like, hey, yeah, that's true, you know, in a very clerical way. I felt for Furina. She was getting pressured so much by Arlecchino. I really hope Child is okay. All these characters are absolutely incredible. I've had an absolutely fantastic time. It will probably be a bit of time before we get to the next part of the Archon quest, and not an amazing amount of time, but like obviously we have 2 story quests to do. We have 2 story quests to do, and obviously I want to get back to some world quest also. So obviously I'd say we're gonna like do some world questing, we're gonna do some story questing, we're gonna do a lot of that stuff throughout this game, and I am very excited to get into more of that. I think this was such a big episode, such a massive episode. Yeah, and I appreciate you all as well. And the ending with Paimon was fantastic also. Let's try out this new party. I'll show you guys this new party. What is this enemy? What are you called? A frost operative. Let's try anything anyway. So here we go. Oh, sorry. No, can you? Oh, you are effective with that. Okay. So what I usually do is, right, I do the Gua thing, and then I do this. Watch. And I go like, okay, form a bunch of these like cores, and I go, whack. But that didn't do much, because why didn't it do much to you? I'm trying to show off something. It's because of Okay, let's try it something different. You're no fun. Where can we try it? Let's go back to here so I can show. Because again, his talents aren't leveled up either. So don't make fun of my Kave, yeah? Let's go somewhere simpler, more simple that we could do something. Where do I know there's enemies? Shenyu Vale. Where is there? I know there's enemies around here. Yeah, and we'll end the video there with that. Yeah, don't be making fun of my Kave. He's doing his best. He's doing his best. The reason I know there's enemies, yeah, there's over here. Yeah, that's where they are. And I know these are hilly churls, but I want to show you my methods. Okay, I want to show you the old methods, the old methodology of what I've been doing. Now you can give tips as well. I have no problem hearing tips. So I go like this. I usually do a Gua, and then I start blasting. I just start blasting, right? And then I go like that. See? That's what I do with the cores, and it's so fun. It's like some of them, like it's legitimately one of the most fun characters, or one of the most fun times I've had in this game. And that's saying a lot, because like I like, and again, like, you know, obviously, like if you talk about the most fun characters, I say Vaughn will always be like the character who I adore the most in terms of like combat. It's hard to use against fire guys. I've noticed that too. But yeah, that's kind of like what we're doing here with this. What I think is a fun team. I think it's a really fun team, and you guys can tell me what you think as well. I've been having a blast with it. We'll see, the Dendro cores are just going to explode on impact anyway. Because if you do that, it's not going to do much anyway. So really, we're just going to have to defeat this guy with Xingqiu. More enemies? Oh! Wait a second. Where? You guys by yourself?
Scanning.
Wait, are you guys legitimately by yourself?
Everyone hold hands.
What's happening? Well, Barbara could now has constellations as well, which is nice.
Watch and learn.
Yeah, I'm not exactly using it properly here. I feel like I haven't gotten a good idea to show you guys, but I'm having fun with it. It's really fun. And with that, guys, I can definitely say thank you so much to Never Gonna Pay BB Guys here on Patreon. Thank you so much to Typhara2, JB Bull, Janet the Banana, The Ghost of Inazuma, Felicitas Felix, Yuled, Radish, Anusta, Malcolm Conde, Death Trap, Lynx Markey. Why am I saying it like that? You know why I'm saying it like that? Because I don't have the list up yet. I'm showing how I remember all your names. Ha. Typhara2, JB Bull, Janet the Banana, The Ghost of Inazuma, Felicitas Felix, Yule, Radish, Anusta, Malcolm Conde, Death Trap, Lynx Markey, Assassin, Alpaca Juice, Ali, and new patron, Xander. Whatever. Not that his name is Xander, whatever. I'm not saying whatever to them, yeah. I was trying to show I can remember the names, but I had to say it in a lower tone. I didn't mean to be like, Malcolm Conde. I'll see you guys so soon. I'll see you guys tomorrow. I don't know what I'm doing tomorrow. You'll find out when I find out, possibly. Maybe. Or maybe I'll keep you on your toes. Maybe I'll keep you on your toes. I'll see you guys very, very soon.